And then this is, what would you might say, a penis.
It don't make no sense. How you tripping in finesse? You know it, you know. How you tripping in finesse?
Woo! Hey guys, it's your girl, baby Hailey, your girl for camera and a dream, and it's kind of lit all week long. Today's episode is about turning 16. That's all about sex, drugs, and getting your butt. Now let's get this episode started. In teen pregnancy news, 7 teenagers managed to get pregnant on a school trip. Don't tell me how they did it! Oh mama! Let me tell you about this story. So in a small town named Banja Luka, ages 13 and 14-year-old girls went to the city to, experience some museums, some sites. And I honestly don't know how this is even possible. I was trying to find more information on this story, but all I really got was the parents were mad because they should have had more supervision. But I'm like, you need to teach your children to use protection first of all. To not go on a school trip and have sex with different people, like, how does that, no, their periods must have been synced, because, they were all ovulating at the same time. Oh my god. The second current event I have for you guys is a PSA to all bike thieves in Brazil. Basically, this 17-year-old boy tried to steal a bike from a tattoo artist. This is when the tattoo artist grabbed this child, and this is when the tattoo artist tattooed on the boy's forehead, "I'm a thief and a loser." Now, there's a video. Let's just roll the clip.
Então
Você entrou aqui pra fazer o quê, tio?
fica quieto, hein? Deixa eu ver se saiu. Segura, põe o cabelo pra trás. Isso, olha lá, vamos. Olha a tatuagem dele, ó. Fica quieto aí, caralho. Eu sou... Quem que é?
Ladrão.
Eu o quê?
Sou ladrão.
E vacilão. Gostou da tatuagem?
That was so bizarre. Honestly, he's just a 17-year-old boy. Yes, he should have never stole the bike, but no, he does not deserve a permanent tattoo to remind him of his mistakes for the rest of his life. So if I was his parents, I would sue the tattoo artist and the neighbor who tried to, who proceeded to tattoo this poor little boy. Well, at least you know never to steal again, or at least from a tattoo artist. You're just not gonna do it, honey. And poop can kill news. This is actually a super sad story about an autistic girl who had a phobia of pooping or toilets. So she didn't poop for a few months, and then she sadly succumbed to her phobia and passed away. My condolences go out. My condolences go out to her family and her friends. I'm so sorry for your loss, but dang. Let's read more about her. An autistic girl with a phobia of using toilets died from a heart attack caused by constipation after going for 8 weeks without a bowel movement. Emily Tittertington, Emily Tittertington, 16, of St. Austell, Cornwall, would often withhold her stools for up to 2 months. And eventually her bowel grew so large it compressed her chest cavity and displaced her other organs. The inquest in tutors heard how her life could have been saved with appropriate treatment, but she had refused to be medically examined. Dr. James, the coroner, that he had prescribed laxatives, but had not examined Emily's abdomen. You know what I mean. quote from him. Had I have done so, we would be having a different conversation, he said. Her death could have been avoided with the right treatment at the right point. Next on the agenda, we have a sex interview with Miss Kim Ball. So, roll the clip. I think it's common for teenagers to have sex more and more versus when you were a teenager.
I think so, yes. Teenagers now have more, I would say, information coming to them through social media, particularly through television. I mean, TV shows that I didn't see growing up promoted a lot of sexual activity. I think nowadays on TV there is certainly more, it's more pronounced, it's more readily available.
Yeah.
You can see more on just daytime soap operas, where when I was a teenager, you didn't have that. I can go back to when I was probably under 10, where we would watch Lucy Arnaz, I don't know, Lucille Ball. I guess people don't have those, not aware of that anymore, but they had separate beds. And you speed it up now to daytime soap operas where people are having sex on TV.
Yeah.
So that's where we've come to now. So if you're seeing a lot of this, it may pique your curiosity and say, okay, you know what, I may want to engage in this. And you know, as a teenager, it's normal to have these feelings, sexual desires. It's not abnormal at all, it's normal. So, but if your curiosity is constantly being challenged by what you watch on TV, you might be more apt to say, okay, I want to try this myself.
So basically she's saying all your Netflix shows with all your little sex scenes, she doesn't want you to get peer pressure into smashing. How possible is it for teenagers to, when they're having sex, to get an STD? Like,
okay, well, usually, from what I can see professionally, is that teens don't always talk to their partner about whether or not they have had an STI in the past. It's usually someone who's older, more experienced, and someone who they think that, you know, will probably be the one. And so with an older person, they've been around the block a few times. So the opportunity for them to have an STI is far greater than it is for a teen, say, of 16, 17, and even 18. So once you have sex with that person, then you're exposed to whomever they've had sex with.
okay.
So if they've had, let's say even an 18-year-old, if they've had, say, 3 to 5 partners, and out of those 5 partners, you know, they have increased their opportunity for viral infections that don't necessarily have a sign or a symptom yet. And certainly bacterial infections, where you can actually sometimes now and then see the symptoms of these infections. So the conversation often isn't had. It's a good-looking young lady or young man, you know, or someone who's fly. I don't know what the vernacular is today. But you're sexually attracted to this person, and you know, after 1 or 2 encounters of just social encounters, you want to have sex with them, or sometimes it's actually the same evening, or which is really not giving a person enough time to find out about a person's sexual background, or even what their favorite color is. Well, first of all, I think that you should talk with the person that you're with.
Okay.
Get to know them. 6 months, if a person can be your friend for 6 months without having sex, then I think, or maybe even longer than that. I'm saying 6 months, and I'm, you know, being kind of lenient with that number. But I think that it's important to wait. You want to wait. You want that person to respect you for you,
Okay.
not for what you can put out. Those who know that they're not the only one and don't care. That is a dangerous position to be in because you open yourself up to many STIs. Some can be treated, but you'll still have it despite all the treatment that you get. So you have that for life, and those are your viral infections. HPV, herpes, and HIV.
And what are some symptoms of these infections?
Well, let's start with HPV. HPV, human papillomavirus, that's actually, there are over 100 strains of HPV, but only 4 of them cause cervical cancer. Now, what that looks like externally in the external genitalia of a female is usually, they look like moles or flat moles. They're raised, they're round, they're hard. And sometimes during, it depends on which part of the skin the lesions come. It's not a lesion, it's like a bump. It starts out looking like cauliflower, a tiny little piece of cauliflower on the pink mucosa of your vagina. Then it can also spread to the skin.
I don't know that.
Okay, well, you know, the soft tissue of your vagina.
Like inside my vagina?
It could be inside, which you won't see, but it could also be external,
Oh.
which you can see. I encourage people to look at themselves, get a mirror and look down there.
Okay.
You know, so then on a male, it's actually, these pimples can be on the shaft of his penis. It could be around the foramen or the head of his penis. You know, young ladies, look at these guys because they could have stuff that they don't know shouldn't be there, and you can look and say, what is that? I don't want you to touch me. But sometimes, you know, it happens in the dark where you cannot see your partner. So that's one.
Okay.
And, you know, sometimes you can also get that by skin-to-skin contact. So if you're not using, if you use a condom, but the virus is shed through the skin, your body's touching. You're not going to put a sheet between you having sex. So there's going to be some touching of skin. Herpes also. Circular little pimples in the genitalia area, that's very painful. They hurt.
So, yeah, man. Just finish.
Yeah, well, herpes is painful also. It's spread through the skin, and you can have the infection for years before you have an outbreak. HIV is another viral infection, which you get through unprotected sex. There has to be a spread of body fluids, semen, and vaginal secretions. It's also found in breast milk and of course in blood, but most of the time it's spread through sex. And if you're not wearing a condom, the person has the infection, you can get it that way.
So, so what should you do if you notice these symptoms? Go to the hospital, tell your parents.
You can tell your parents, you can come to the clinic. I would say that.
I would like to thank Miss Kimball for educating us on sex. So make sure if you're gonna do it, wrap it up. Just wrap it up. That's all I gotta say is wrap it up. Now, a few months ago, I actually did a prank on my mother where I told her that I wasn't a virgin anymore. This goes ugly. Really bad. Really fast. So, I'm gonna cue the clip. Mama! Mother! I have to tell you something. What? Come here, it's really serious. You have to sit down. I love you.
What? Don't play with me, right? No.
It's a joke. 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 It's a joke.
Wrong one, boo. Wrong one, boo. Actually, you kind of telling me you're gonna have a baby. I don't care. I'm ill. I'm not trying to make a baby. No granny.
Oh my god. Oh.
And you finish your life. Too much you're gonna have sex.
Oh god! Oh Jesus! My ear is bleeding. Mama, Mama, you suffocated me.
I forgot what the ear.
Oh, you suffocated me. What the heck? You forgot about the ear. Forgot about my nose passage to breathe.
Your nose passage to breathe.
Oh my god. Oh, my hair. Oh my god. Oh. I don't know. I'm the camera in a dream. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe for more videos like this. You better smash that like button because I literally almost died. And I also had an interview with Mr. Anton Richardson, and we talked about road safety and about his program that he's trying to implement as a new project Ride, which fosters one-on-one riding experience on the road with bikes. So basically, let's talk about your program, just an overview of your program first, I guess.
Okay, back in April this year, I started the Bermuda Motorcycling Academy. We are focused on trying to provide more advanced training and a lot more specific training for students. I have a background in bikes for a long time. I used to race bikes in Bermuda and in the States. I have been training. I've been a riding trainer for a couple of years now. I've even been to the UK to go and do some training out there to see how they do their riding training and stuff. And so now I'm bringing that back to Bermuda. From B-Moto, which is what we call ourselves for short. I mean, the academy is too long, so B-Moto. And now we're here. We've been going for a few months now, and it's been a very positive reception. And yeah, I'm very happy with how things are going.
So what inspired you to start this program in the first place?
Well, I've been kind of bitten by the entrepreneurial bug early, so I've been trying to do a lot of different things. A lot of my businesses revolved around bikes because that's been my passion. And so the start of the motor itself actually happened because I was involved with the Road Safety Council, and I was put in touch with a lady called Hailey who was spearheading her own road safety initiative, and she and I met, started to talk, and found we had a lot in common. We had a lot of similar views on how to make things better, and so we decided that we were gonna basically join forces. She had a lot of support and connections with the sort of corporate side of things, I guess.
Yeah.
And I obviously have my training with someone kind of at the front line, of actually doing the training. So it was good to be able to pair up with her because, she kind of took my ideas and vision on how to do the training and presented it to some of the big bigs, I guess. And that really helped to get things moving.
So did you feel like there was a need for a program like this? Like, did you feel that Project Ride wasn't enough?
Well, it's not necessarily what I personally felt. This is kind of what I'm doing. The B-Moto is kind of part of a bigger initiative, which was to revamp the graduate licensing program that we have. Right now we have youth licenses that were introduced back in like 2010, I think, as a intermediary step between just getting your full license and then and being out on the road.
Okay.
Everywhere else, like in the UK, at 16 you would get your learner's permit at 16, just ride 50cc, and then at 17 you might get a 125, and then if you go 21 or 19, then you might be able to get your big bike. So we're basically trying to bring that here, and so that was something that the City Council and a few other kind of private interests where we've been trying to get that introduced in Bermuda so that we can have a more basically what's been seen and observed is that our process for getting people from having no experience on the road whatsoever, and then being on the road in Bermuda, which is a very unique and challenging situation. It just kind of came to the conclusion that based on statistics, based on the fact that we know that we are not getting any better at the process of getting kids on board on the road. Something had to happen. Project Ride isn't the problem. I don't think, in my personal opinion, I think that there should the gap in the training, and especially in the examination, is with the road section, the road portion. What we do around TCD, or around the cameras and stuff, that's fine for practicing, riding around the parking lots, riding around.
Yeah, but then when you get on the road, you're like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing.
Absolutely. I mean,
I'm happy here to get my son.
You're excited. Yeah, so you get a lot of, and that's the thing. I was 16. At 16, I was a nuisance, but. Like, it's been a rite of passage. It's been a rite of passage. It always has been, and it should be. I as a Bermudian, I that's part of our culture. One thing I love. But we need to be doing better. We're just not preparing our.
So do you feel like young Bermudians they like your program, or how long does it take to complete your program, and how is it different to Project Ride?
Sure. So I do a couple different things. Let's talk about my 10-hour course that I'm offering that comes after Project Ride. So a 16-year-old will go out and get their Project Ride certificate. They'll go out and get their youth license as they normally would. The idea is that before now they finished Project Ride, they got their license from TCD, but they still haven't had any real experience on the road yet. So my 10-hour program is meant to get in right at that point. So from the point where you've just gotten out your license, we will come, and I have an office in town, and the first 2 hours we will spend, and this is broken up over about 5 days. The first 2 hours we'll spend in my office in town. We'll go through and do orientation kind of stuff, watch a few videos, talk a bit, because it's really important for me to be able to make my training specific to find out where the person is, because this is Bermuda. We get people who have no riding experience whatsoever, and we have people who've been riding since they were like 10. So it's so in order for me to be able to make sure the training is relevant, I've got to be able to know a bit about the person. So that's day one. So
do you do it in groups, or do you just?
We do it in small groups. We take as much as 4 for some sections. But then on the road. Actually, on the road itself is only maximum 2 other students.
Okay, but could you do individual? Because I get anxiety.
Yeah.
I just need to
Yeah, no, don't worry. You can have your own. I do most of my lessons are private.
Okay.
But groups are certainly available. So if I can get back to the first lesson will be orientation sort of stuff. The second one we will be going up to the training facility in Southside, where we can use all that space to be able to practice what it's been like operating at road speed. When I say road speed, I'll be honest, road speed is 45 to 50 kilometers per hour.
Okay.
Anything other than that, you're kind of, I feel that you may not have the competence that most other riders would have. So we work on competence on that second day, braking from 50 kilometers per hour, how to do emergency brakes, using front and back brakes, turning, being able to make turns while you're still on the throttle, and all these kind of things. Things that you just don't do, you can't practice around TCD. The third day, it's going to be with you on the road. So I have a helmet, a radio connected helmet, and I have headsets that I give to the students. And so the third day, we will be going out on the road. We will go out and do a 2-hour ride. I will lead for the majority of it, and we'll be practicing defensive riding. So really important things is spacing, maintaining a good space, positioning yourself in the lane somewhere where it's good to be. You're not get yourself in trouble, and then also being able to learn how to observe, learn how to look up, because a lot of people when they first get on the road, I see all the time, they look straight down over the front wheel, and so everything around them is kind of like doesn't even exist because all they're looking at is right in front of them. As you get more and more mature, the idea is you're supposed to let your natural skills for riding a bike, take care of riding a bike, and then use your mental power to be able to focus on what's happening around you. So that's what we're trying to get people to. So the third day. And the fourth day, we come back to the classroom, and over the second and third day, I'll be using a GoPro camera to do filming. So we will film the track, we'll film on the road, and then the fourth day we'll be in the classroom and we'll review that. So it's really good for students to be able to see how they ride from a different perspective. There's a lot of things, especially when you're starting out, a lot of things that some people do or just don't really know if it's right or wrong, right? But this is now, when you see it, you can see it's spotted very easily.
This is my favorite part of the episode, guys. We're gonna be trying on some condoms. I got some female condoms and some little condoms, some regular condoms for regular dick. I don't really know, to be honest. I'm not an expert on this. But like it feels so good. Whoo, it's like a little worm inside. Woo. So if you want condoms, guys, I have a lot. Where are they? So yeah, come get your condoms from baby Hailey's house. I'm not lying, I actually have like a whole pile of these and I don't have sex, so come get them, because I don't know who's using these. Anyway, first we're gonna try out the regular condom. I'm so scared, like these look super weird. So I got like a cucumber, I think this is a zucchini actually. But this is just like a regular dick, I think. This is, comment below if this is a regular size one. I don't really know, to be honest. Ooh, but yeah, let's go. I don't want to put my mouth. Oh my god, this is so gross. Bruh, this looks like okay, let's do this. So basically you're gonna take the condom and then okay, yeah. Oh, this is a big and then you got a little wing just like, this is actually really gross to me. Okay, there you go. And then when you're done, make sure the girl doesn't poke holes in the condom, because that's how she tries to trap you. That's how she traps you. And then, this is actually so gross. Like, wing. You can get all these materials from the Hamilton Health Clinic. Thank you. So this is actually a female condom. So basically it's just a regular condom that's like on steroids and it's like jumbo sized. And then you like stick it up your vagina. Bruh, this this thing is humongous. This is not how you would actually use it, but yeah, this would be, oh my god, there's like a ring. Okay, so this is, okay, this is your vagina. It's dripping. Oh, that's gross. And then this is, what would you might say, a penis. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the Baby Hailey show. I really hoped you loved it. I loved hosting it with you guys. I loved explaining everything. I loved interviewing all the wonderful people on this episode. So I hope that you guys like the video, comment below, and I will see you next episode. Bye. Love ya. Every time my arm's not long enough. Bye.